Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
How you guys doing?
Good in yourself?
Pretty good. So how you guys doing on your presentation?
I know I'm meeting. I've been trying lately like to figure out how to organize it like best way as possible because
Yeah.
I want to make sure to get information that's going to be relevant and like the issues are going a lot. So I feel like I'm kind of overthinking what to put into the presentation. And then right now for our business plan itself, we're just looking over the projections and making sure the calculations are correct.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, are you guys in a position to start presenting? You want to present some of it today? Share your screen, or you want to wait till Thursday?
Maybe not present, but can I show you like what we have so far?
So we can have some
So
feedback.
for we can have feedback on like if we're going into the right direction or not.
Absolutely. Let me how you doing, Riley?
I'm doing good today, sir. How are you doing yourself?
How are you guys doing with your presentation, and where are you guys?
We are majority of the way through. We're just slowly putting everything back in, but we got mostly everything down, but we just wanted to join and see what kind of was going what we would need or if there was anything we were missing.
Okay. So what we like to do in these last couple of workshops, we give folks we'll share the screen and at this juncture, you can't be concerned about nobody's going to steal your idea. You guys are you guys are on two different, everybody's presentation this year, everybody are completely different. But the main thing is you really want to, kind of, walk through what you have and this is the time, I'll let you know if it's wrong or it's not what we're looking for. If you need to go back we have a lot of folks go back to the drawing board just from sharing their PowerPoints and walking through it. And so like I said, I like to take the last couple of workshops to do that. Right now, I have you guys scheduled to submit on May the 5th, which is and I'm open to extending that another few days if need be.
Wait, Ronnie, quick question: the 10th or the 5th?
What did I say in my email? Did I say the 5th or the 10th?
I think you said 5th. That's what we're asking.
But I'm open to extending it out to early next week, which Monday is the 8th. But I'll have to look at it. I'm just kind of see kind of where you guys are, and there's a lot of other folks that haven't been making these workshops. I know that they're working, and no one has asked for any extensions yet, but I know how it is when you guys get down to the wire. But let me share my set it so you can share your screen. Okay, you should be able to now.
Want to switch computers? No.
Having technical difficulties there?
Yeah, every time I try to present, my mic mutes itself for some reason. And then I try to come back and unmute it, and it doesn't let me until I stop sharing.
Hmm. How big is the file? Pretty big file?
Well, it's on Google Slides, so
Oh,
do you
okay.
want to try to present? My teammate's gonna try logging in instead on her computer into the Zoom and try presenting.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if someone else wants to go first, they could go ahead.
Okay. What about Riley? You guys have anything you guys wanna share?
Because we'll probably run into the same issue, I imagine. I could have Niall present or I present. I'll ask him right now. I can send him a text.
Okay. I think he's on now. I see him on here.
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm in the bathroom right now, so which is why there's two of me.
Well, I guess that's bad timing.
It's too much information, man.
I
TMI.
wasn't gonna say anything, but
Funny.
Well, I'm going to try giving this a shot.
Okay.
Slideshow. Can you still hear me?
There you go. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I could start there. So we are JH&J, helping pilots in their day-to-day life to make their aspirations in aviation achievable. I'm Riley Jensen, the Chief Operations Officer. I am a Skills USA member and a volleyball defensive specialist. This is where Niall would introduce himself, but JH&J works to solve the common issues in the aviation industry, whether it's a pilot wanting the ability to easily search for a refueling station near them, or a less able pilot struggling to maneuver their aircraft in and out of their hangar. We believe in making products that will help all pilots pursue their dreams in aviation.
Okay. Right now, I can just say, like, when you give your executive summary, you know, you don't want to, I mean, it's okay, but you know, just don't read from your slide. You know, you want to be able to, that's why I say it's important that you guys get this thing done. And that's why I'm considering, you know, giving you guys a couple more days, because I really want you guys to have time to really rehearse so that you know the information and that you're not reading from the slide. But I understand you just walking me through it now, but I'm just giving you heads up.
Yeah.
On that. Yeah.
I was wondering what to title this because it's more so like a mission statement, but
I mean, executive summary is fine because that's
Yeah.
consistent. That's consistent with the the language in the business plan.
okay.
But keep in mind, your PowerPoints are not page limited. So you can use as many pages as you need in your PowerPoint. However, you just got to be able to get through it in 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what would be one of our biggest struggles. We've done a couple presentations before and we've always had the goal of getting 10 minutes and above, and we normally end at like 11. So just cutting it down to 5 is
Yeah.
we'll try.
Yep, but you definitely got to, because will stop you right after well, well, I mean, well, you gotta do the recording, so you'll have opportunity to, um,
Yeah,
you edit,
I
you can.
was wondering how it was in the live competition if we did end up going that far. If we did make it that far, is it still under 5 minutes?
We are a little more flexible in the presentations and in the finals, but not much more than 5,
Okay,
but we
try
give a
to just stay
little
within
bit
this.
more flexibility, yeah. Mhm,
Okay, I will proceed then.
mhm.
So the market we are selling our product and our company will be involved in is the aviation industry. The aviation industry has shown lots of improvement in the history, 5.2% since 1995 to 2012. And in current ages, it has seen a significant growth. Even though COVID did happen, private pilots still proceeded to fly on the daily. Now, for the forecast for the future, it seems to slowly drop by, but only by 0.1%. So we're not too concerned about the growth of this industry. We believe that it will still keep growing. And we also have several niche markets we could offer our products to. Now, when light aircraft like
Go
this,
back to that slide.
yeah,
So basically what this is telling me is the growth, that's revenue. Tell me exactly what, and that's what you want to set front. So it's no one, the judges aren't trying to read it to understand what you're trying to say. So what
yeah.
I would do, maybe you say the aviation industry, but underneath it, you might want to say revenue. What's that? Revenue,
Ton kilometers.
revenue and what do you mean by ton kilometers?
I got this off a source on
Oh,
a website that I was looking at.
right.
I could make my own, but I don't know if it would be the exact same data.
Well,
But
just make
basically,
sure make sure up top you just say what you're trying to say. So what you're trying to project here is the growth in revenue in that industry over time, right?
yeah,
So you might have a subtitle say revenue growth versus time,
okay,
something like that. But like I said, you don't want to, because what I was having to do is try to read the graph, and then you had already went to the next page, and I didn't really have time, but really you want to be able to say that. But the graph definitely, okay, so like when someone have your business plan, when the judges read your business plan, they'll have more time to sit and read it to try to understand it. But you have to keep in mind, if you're presenting this orally, you have to also tell us what that graph is saying.
okay. Would it be more beneficial to cut out most of the outside pieces, and so I could just explain that? I mean, the vertical axis would
No, I
be
think
like,
it's fine. You just have to say up top what it is, because some of the judges are very analytical. So they'll look at a graph like that and they'll know exactly what it's saying. But all of them won't be,
yeah, okay,
But just make sure you pick a heading that says what it is, and then you
yeah,
talk them through it. It's what you say is what is going to make the difference.
okay.
Keep going.
So we would also like to market our product to smaller niches, that since we could take advantage of stuff like that. We would like to market, for example, light electric aircraft. It's a new emerging market and it's not very popular right now. There's not many things like it, but we imagine with everything turning electric soon that these numbers will slowly increase, as we see here, at a 4.5% rate from 2018 to 2027.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me stop you too. Okay, so you're gonna say the problem here, because somewhere out in the beginning, I didn't hear really what it is. You're go back a little bit. Okay, so what you're saying here works to solve common issues in the industry's work is pilot one of the abilities such as refueling stations, Struggling to move aircraft. See, I didn't get it when you said it here. And I would, and your executive summary on your presentation, I would make bullets as opposed to make it in paragraph form. Because if you have it in paragraph form, it's just going to be too tempting for you guys to read it. So if you could put that into 4 bullets or 3 bullets,
Okay.
that would work. But somewhere, like my understanding is your business is like a jack for airplanes, right? To help them
Yeah, that is our main product that we have done all the testing and studies for. We have everything basically put together for that. But as this business plan, we'd like to show that we want to.
got other other revenue streams.
Yes, sir.
Got that. So somewhere up front, you need to say that. Say this is our business, this is our business. And executive summary, you want to touch on your okay. If you have 1 bullet, you could say, like if you had 4 bullets, right? 1 bullet, you want to say, hey, our primary product line is a jack for aircraft. However, we also have, and then you might want to have another bullet that says other income streams will include XYZ. That's your top 2 bullets. Your 3rd bullet would be, would be something about the industry, because you're talking about the industry, you're talking about the market here, common issues in the market. So the next bullet would be something like, the industry has projected, significant growth over the next few years, which we expect to capitalize on. Boom. And then let me see what else you have. One, ability to search for fueling stations, less able to power struggle maneuver aircraft without their hangar. We believe in making products that will help our pilots pursue their dreams in aviation. So I would say something like that. Our company, you have 1 bullet that says our company will make products that will help pilots, in refueling, changing tires, and maneuvers.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you put that way, because the executive summary, you want to touch on the core. You remember we talked about the key essentials to a business plan. So you don't have to touch on all of them in your executive summary, but the ones that are going to be most compelling in terms of what your results, you want to say, hey, we expect to have profitability by year 3 of profitability of we expect to grow from $500,000 to $5 million by year 3 or something like that. Boom. That's a bullet that addresses profitability. You want a bullet that addresses your market in the industry and how that industry is expected to grow. So you want to touch on if your business plan and you came up with some, really compelling, your most compelling results in your business plan, I would summarize each one of them in a bullet in this page.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I know. Anyway, so keep going, but that's what I'm saying. So you were already on your 3rd slide, and I was sitting here thinking, okay, wow, what is it? I was saying to myself, what exactly is their business, and what is it that that their business do? And you can say it in bullets in your executive summary. And you can say, hey, a primary business is, a primary product, and our biggest revenue getter is going to be a jack to help change tires for aircraft. However, we're also going to have other streams of income. Those streams of income are going to be from, X, Y, and Z. Boom. You know what I mean? So you can pull that together. That's why I like to do these presentations, because what I like to do is walk through you guys, have you go back and make the adjustments to your presentation, and then you come back again, later in the week, and I'll be able to give you more feedback. But anyway, go ahead, keep going.
Okay. So the problem that we are currently trying to fix is revolving aircraft jacks. Now, bigger commercial airlines, they have a lot of solutions because there are bigger airplanes that can carry jacks that size. but
Mhm.
small light aircraft, they don't have that option. There is a weight and balance chart which they have to follow, and
Mhm.
jacks are just too heavy to fit in their plane.
Mhm.
Now, many pilots would need a solution that they could carry on their plane in case they get an emergency and they land somewhere needing one. Now,
Mhm.
these jacks here are just simply unsafe, and we'd like to fix that problem and have pilots have a safe way to travel and fix their aircraft.
Mhm.
Now, to make sure this problem was really a relevant issue, we did a survey at several airports here in San Diego, and we found that over 60% of pilots have issues when maintaining their aircraft.
Mhm.
We also found that 100% of these pilots liked the idea of a portable jack attachment they could keep in their aircraft.
Mhm.
Now, because we wanted to price this as a reasonable price, we asked all these pilots how much they'd be willing to spend on a product such as this, and 80% of these pilots would be willing to spend $250 to $350 for a product like this.
Mhm.
Now, the jacks in modern day are simply too expensive, and they're too big and non-portable for pilots. For example, these are two wing jacks that you typically repair a small light aircraft with. You would have to keep this in your hangar, and whenever you had an issue, you would have your hangar with your plane and you could repair it in your hangar. But if you're gone at a different airport, you simply don't have these with you. And a lot of these are a lot of money for aircraft that you can't even repair with. So if you simply have a Cessna 172 and then you have a Piper, you have to buy separate jacks for that specific plane. And ended up costing a lot of money and a lot of space.
Mhm.
Now here's our jack attachment solution. We have designed a jack attachment that would simply be placed on top of a jack that is very commonly found that you could repair your aircraft with. Now, pilots would always be landing in an airport, and most airports always have jacks there. Now, whether it's an FBO, which is a flight-based operations center, or someone near a hangar, or someone with a car nearby, which are typically all three always around. Now, the three most common found jacks we found were a floor jack, a scissor jack, and a bottle jack. And that is why we designed this product to fit all three. Here in this design model here, you can see on the bottom there's two legs. Those legs would be fitted on a scissor jack. You could place that on there and it would fit a scissor jack. Now, if you take that piece off, the bottom piece has a ring in the middle, which you could put a bottle jack onto, or with a floor jack, you could put a screw through it and it could screw onto your floor jack. Now, this product would be light, under 3 pounds. You could keep it in your plane with your flat tire or with your spare tire, and you could simply place it on top of a jack and fix your aircraft while you are somewhere else. We also wanted to market more than just private pilots. We know it's something that they need, but we want to get as much of those products as we can. So we made it so this product can be interchangeable. This base here will be able to fit with several different attachments. This model here is made for a Cessna 172, but you could see where the two lips connect. You could simply pull that apart and place a different attachment that you have in. So someone like a mobile mechanic who repairs multiple types of aircraft, they can keep just the base with them and then have several different tops for different aircraft. That way you don't have to carry several different jacks with you, which take up a lot of space. They can
You cover that top, that
Yeah.
top piece, and you have that in your toolbox.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's several issues that we have when repairing aircraft. Now, these regulations are brought up by the FFA, the Federal Aviation Administration, and you don't have to read all this, but this is simply the rules they place. Basically, you could only repair certain things on your plane that prevent an emergency or prevent something bad from happening. Now, if you have a flat tire, you can repair that. You're preventing something like you trying to take off and crashing because you couldn't take off.
I would put this in the main points that you're trying to make out of this regulation. I would put this in bullets.
Okay.
Like you don't have to cite the whole part, 0.43.13.
Yeah.
What I would do, it would just make bullets of the ones that are relevant to your presentation.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, we wanted to analyze this business's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths we have is relevant to the size of our company. Because we're so small and we'll be outsourcing products, we can adapt to niche markets faster. If we create a simple solution, we can set it off to get made. Where big companies already have an assembly line and would have to create a whole new assembly line to begin manufacturing products for a niche market. Now, weaknesses we encounter are simply the resources that we have. Bigger corporations have a lot more resources and connections. Well, we don't have that big of a name for ourselves. Now, opportunities we have will be newer emerging markets. Pilots and aviation have new opportunities all the time. For example, electric aircraft are starting to become a new way that pilots can fly. It's better for the environment and it costs less because aviation gas is typically far more expensive than you could imagine. Now we could take advantage of these markets and try to build our business's name. Threats we could have are bigger corporations mass producing products such as ours and shipping them a lot faster than we could because we would have to send it to get outsourced, made, and then ship it to them, where they could have an assembly line and ship products much faster.
Yeah. Are you going from left to right? Start,
Yes, sir.
okay. Yeah, and I would probably put that in a put that in have you seen how people usually do SWOT analysis? They're like in a matrix form.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do that. I mean, and either way, again, you do have a lot of text there. You really want to, summarize those bullets and really be able to speak to them. But I would put them in a matrix, like with 4 squares.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, you don't have to, but I'm just saying, for your visuals, you really don't want to. You want it to really be eye catching.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can take the financial section. That ends up being my responsibility. The way we've set up this company financially is to set it mainly based off commission and orders. So we reach out to the pilot gets in communication with us. We will then deliver the products that they have requested rather than a slightly more traditional method that a larger company might resort to, such as producing en masse these products and then shipping out as orders come in. We don't have the leveraging power to do that, and we don't have the same resources that they can utilize. With this method that we've taken, we'll be able to minimize any losses taken on from the maybe a lack of what we were expecting to sell that month, that year, that week, whatever we might be incurring. That does extend into our later products, but as our company progresses, grows, we get more traction behind us, we will obviously take the more common method, which is to mass produce or produce accordingly and ship based on that. There's obviously stuff that's supposed to go into this financial section, but I'm having issues with the graph, so we'll just take my words.
All right.
So this I took from another presentation we did. Is kind of outdated. We need to fix this. There's not much to say here because this was like the very beginning of formulating our product. And then there'd be thank you for listening.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, there's definitely a lot missing. I mean, right off, what I can think of is you talked a little bit about your market. And we talked a little bit about in the beginning to make sure you guys say exactly what it is in your executive summary, what it is that your core business is, and what are your other revenue streams. And then, you want to make sure that upfront, you tell the folks, if you plan to be profitable in year 2, 3, or whatever, and make sure you whet the judge's appetite in that executive summary. Say, hey, we're about to present an amazing business. We are going to be, this market is going to be $1 trillion industry and over the next 10 years, and we plan to get our fair share of it. You know what I mean? You just gotta have energy going into it. But that executive summary, you could put 4 bullets, 4 to 5 bullets or whatever, 3 to 4 bullets that really summarize your plan. And you say it up front and you make people thirsty to want to see your business plan or want to hear the rest of your business plan. I thought you did a good job in the beginning, just saying, who you guys were, a little bit about your guys' personal, the two of you personally, and some of your hobbies. And I told you again, that's your opportunity to really connect with your judges. When you first introduce yourself, say who you are, say what city you're from, because say what school district you're from. Make sure you say who you are and what school district you're from, and and your name and you say your role in the company, those kinds of things. But still, I think it puts a lot of this competition in perspective when the judges can hear who you are, where you're from, and something about your interests, because that'll give you the opportunity to potentially connect with the judges. But and I could tell you guys have been put a lot of work into this, and and I know you guys are still pulling it together. That's why I kind of hate telling you guys that I'm going to extend the date for a couple of days, but I want you guys to keep grinding, get it done, because the sooner you can get it done and start presenting it, that's when you really master this thing. Because I'm telling you, so you guys, I would still move like as if it's due on the 5th. This is for both of you guys, both of your teams. But move like that and get it done, and then that way, you can have it done, and then you're just kind of because then you got to wait. You got to reserve time to record it, and you definitely want to do that recording at the end when you have everything polished. And one of the beauties about this, like if you guys do make it to the finals, we will give you time between the time that you submit your plans. We'll give you an opportunity to tweak your plan if you need to touch it up a little bit, and then you can bring your final plan on a flash drive or something like that. But the main thing, in order to get to the finals, you have to have a good submission. But anyway, but you guys are anxious to see those financials too, man. I hope you guys are getting close on those. But I think you guys have a great idea. So were you guys planning on doing like some sort of demo?
We will have our products on hand, but it's not particularly easy to bring a whole plane onto a stage.
I know. When I
So-
say demo, I mean, but would you be able to, when you do your recording?
Oh, I see.
That's just an idea that, because anything practical that you could show, I think would be I think it'll make you guys more comfortable in presenting. I think if you have something that you can kind of walk folks through and But I mean, you got photos of it as well, so maybe the photos are better, but
We had not considered that, but you do raise a very good point.
just a thought. Just a thought. Okay.
Mm.
All right, guys, Silmar. You think you guys want to try? Did she sign in too?
So Paulina, yeah, she did. So she's gonna present like screen share. There you go. It's like all over the place. I'm warning you right now because
That's
I've
okay.
been moving everything up and down.
Let me tell you, that's how it works, in this industry. But I encourage people, I don't care what condition it's in, the sooner you can get to the point where you're presenting it, the better off you're gonna be. And you don't want to, waste so much time putting your presentation together that you don't reserve time to present it, because presenting it is what's gonna get you closer to an opportunity to win this competition. Then, you know what I mean? Because I've seen a lot of people, they spend so much time putting together an amazing presentation, and they didn't reserve enough time to present it, and then they bombed because they didn't reserve that. But anyway, you guys know that. I mean, you guys presented last year as well, so I'm expecting you guys to, you kind of know what to expect. But anyway, I'll let you go.
Okay, so our product is a multi-purpose compartment that charges your phone. Oh, I don't have the thing. You have it. Oh, okay. So, so in this slide, we're gonna be introducing ourselves and the four of us, but I still need to add like our individual pictures for this slide.
Okay.
So this is our executive summary. There's a lot of things
So it's
missing right now.
actually, so it is 4 of you this year. That's presented, because I don't think have I seen the fourth person.
Yeah, so this is Evelyn, and then Alejandro is over here.
Okay.
So you've mostly seen me, Paulina, and Alejandro.
Okay.
So, okay, so we're missing information because we're finishing the final details of our revenue and the target amount of money we want to make.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not on there yet. But basically what this slide is going to be is that we're a company that wants to make sustainable products to improve the planet. So our overall mission is to innovate products that are already existing and make them sustainable or in a hybrid mode. So for instance, our product is from a power bank. We're making it into a sustainable by incorporating the solar panel itself.
Gotcha. So let me stop you right here. I love this. So one of the things that you have an opportunity, once you finalize this slide, you're able to give the judges a snapshot of your market, your revenue plan and projections, who you are, your mission and vision, and I still think you can combine the about us. And, well, I think you've done it enough, and you've done it in a way that you don't really use a whole lot of words. So what do you mean by targets? Is that going to be target, or I would, yeah, you got SA. What's that?
Oh, that I was deleting stuff. That's why. But for targets right now, we're still debating if we want to put like our target audience or the target amount of money we want to make.
So I would summarize that. So when you talk about money, just put that under under revenue.
Okay.
And then if you want to use something over there, I would probably say competition.
Competition. Okay.
Yeah, because that's one of the pieces. You got market there, you got revenue there, you don't have competition.
Well, competition is our next slide.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have something compelling to say about competition, then it's good to bring and say that up front. I mean, it's okay to say it again, but the key to the executive summary is to bring a few components, key components of your business plan that have the most compelling results, the most solid results, and bring that to the front so you can say that in your opening.
Okay.
So the key to that is to make the judges want to hear more.
Okay. Sounds good. So then, so okay, so before this slide, we
Mhm.
would add our problem statement, and our product itself is just, we haven't been able to take professional pictures of our product.
Mhm.
So that would go before this slide.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay. So then we'll go on into our
I like it. I
competitors.
like it. I like this too because you have images. They look sharp, and I like the graphic. Um, and this is something that the judges can look at, and you can talk about the competitors, and without really even having to look at your screen. You know, I mean, you could flash at it, but and so this is the unit price for these your competition. So, what's the name of your product?
Right now it's a multi-purpose compartment, but we want to change the name to something more appealing, but we haven't decided on the name yet.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Because
these are
usually a lot
our,
of times later when you show your typically when you show like you would have your company, your product in here shown too.
oh, okay.
I mean,
get that.
that's one way you can do it, or you can when you do your you could also do a table where you have your competitors listed in one column, and then when you do the SWOT analysis.
Oh,
You
I
know,
did on the next slide, there's a table
all right,
with our product.
okay.
Okay. So these are our top
Okay,
three.
I was ahead of you. Okay, perfect, perfect,
Yeah, so
perfect. Yep.
so that so this is just showing the different features that each of the competitors and ours also includes, and then I went ahead and we map out like, oh, so ours includes this, but they only include this. So that's what we're trying to show with this table, and then we'll go like, so our product, what we want it is to be a mix of both the wireless but also wired. So we want, it's a hybrid pretty much. And so it has multiple forms of, if you want solar panel or if you want it to use the battery. So that way it never dies on you and you're always able to charge your device at anywhere you are.
Got it.
And then for our competitive edge, so besides being hybrid, our device is also portable. So you can remove it from the compartment itself, or there's also an extra feature which is for another part of the car, and you could convert this feature into a bag instead of having it in the car. If you want to take it on the go, like camping or something, you could also be able to do
Yeah.
it. And it also includes extra storage, unlike our competitors.
And you
So
guys will
you could,
also have images of this product, right? And or you actually have it in your when you give your in your hand or something when you do your final recording.
yeah, we will.
Gotcha.
We're just touching it up a bit.
Gotcha.
Yep. Oh, that, ignore this one.
Oh.
Ignore this one. Ignore that one. Okay, so then we'll go into our SWOT analysis. So right now, Evelyn, do you want to talk about this?
So for SWOT analysis, our strengths are sustainable because we use clean energy, and it's really nice. It's portable, like she explained. It's affordable. It's at a cheap price compared to competitors. It's universal. Could be used on for any phone, and really opportunities to expense multiple charging for competitors. Okay, so our opportunities is that we, like, since we're universal, our competitors don't have that. We have wireless charging and wire charging for any phone. And it's solar panel. This is identity name the product is built in a name, that's our weakness. And our threat is many cars already carry phone chargers, so they're most likely to use the one that the car already has in ours, or they won't buy it because their car already has a charger for
Mhm.
their phone.
So that's what we have right now. We're still missing our financial
Mhm,
section because we're calculating the actual prices itself. So we
mhm.
need to add the financial forecast, and I don't know what else. Am I missing anything?
Okay. You talked about, did you guys talk about your, you talk about the market at all in terms of
Oh,
what,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I forgot. Okay. So we have to put in our market research that we did online, but then also the survey we conducted around our community, asking parents and students themselves about how much they use their phone, how fast it dies, and then how this device will like benefit them. So we have that
uh,
survey that we also have to input,
gotcha, gotcha.
and that would go like in the beginning.
And let me tell you too, what they have done in other let me unshare this. Yeah, so, okay, so that both of your teams know one of the things that I think you guys are both, I can tell the work is there and you guys have done a lot of work and you both have amazing ideas. It's just now is where you win or lose the competition. It really is pulling all the work that you guys have done and pulling it together, that you have something that's really easy to understand and easy to present. But I can tell you this, for your 5-minute presentation, I mean, if you guys want to edit it and you've got like, some interviews of when you do your market survey with some people, if you want to clip in 15 seconds of somebody, 3 or 4 people saying that, hey, here's my problem. This is why I think a product like this. I don't know if you have time to do all that, but I know the one year during COVID, we allowed folks to use, to edit their 5-minute presentation if they needed to, to jazz it up a little bit. And like I said, we're okay with that. The main thing, you can do whatever you need to do, but you can't take more than, like I said, if you go over 5 minutes a little bit, 5 minutes and 15 seconds or something like that, I mean, we don't have a problem with that. But the main thing is I think you guys are both on a good track. Make sure you look back at what the essentials of a business plan. Your market, your competition, your finances. Your executive summary. Your SWOT analysis. What else am I missing? Um, can't remember exactly if I don't know if I missed anything, but you guys have that in the workshop presentation there. But the main thing is the market analysis, your competition, an evaluation of your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Then your profitability, which you will discuss in your financial section. And once again, guys, you don't have to do a minimum of 3-year projection. If you want to show 5, that's fine. Make sure those numbers are realistic. You got to talk about whether or not you want, when you do your cash flow analysis, you want to be able to make sure you talk about whether or not you want to get a loan from a bank to help finance some of your startup costs, or if you prefer to have an investor, you got to say how much you need from the investor, how much of your company you plan to give to them. Like I said, you got to be real careful when you're asking people to invest in your company. That tends to make the investors get a little, or the judges a little uncomfortable. I think in certain businesses it's more practical to get investors. Others, my preference is just to get a small business loan so that I can pay the bank back as opposed to having to give up, some of my business. But there is certain situations, it depends on what industry you in. It makes more sense to bring in an investor because that investor also may have expertise that they can bring to the table that can help you reach your financial goals a lot quicker than you would have, had you tried to do it without that expertise. But anyway, any questions from anybody?
No, I don't think so. It was actually very helpful today.
Awesome, awesome. So let's do it again on Thursday. You guys, come on, keep cranking on it, man. I probably, like I said, I'm gonna give you. I don't know what date yet, but I will give you guys until early next week. By the time we have our conversation and our workshop on Thursday, I'll be able to tell you how much time I'll give you guys into next week to get everything in. But now's the time, man. You guys are getting close to the finish line. So, well, thank you guys. See, tonight was short and sweet. We getting out on time. So
A little bit early as well.
exactly. All right,
Ronnie,
guys.
I have questions, but it's more on the business plan.
Okay.
It's like there's simple questions. Okay, so for our product itself, we calculate that cost, but like for our equipment and all of that, like where would we put that under?
Equipment.
Yeah, like
Like a three.
like the 3D printer and stuff.
The 3D printer.
Mhm.
You can definitely have that. So how are you presenting your base year cost? Are you putting it in a table?
On our business plan for our first year, we want to put it like all the expenses like labeled out, and then we're gonna do a graph itself for the next like 5 years. For that, it's not
Okay,
that much
gotcha. Just you could just have equipment in there as one of your line items.
Okay,
And you,
that was
and you,
that was
and you can, if you want to put, you can say equipment, but if you want to put in parentheses, what specific equipment, if it's 3D printers, whatever equipment you're gonna have, that would be fine.
okay.
I
That was
have
it.
a similar question. If we have a mill at our school and a welding teacher uses it, if we were to get like an agreement with the school and have it shown there that we didn't have to go out and pay someone to make our product, we can make it at our school. Is that plausible, or should this be mainly like if we were to start up a business, this is what exactly we'd have to do if we didn't have that resource?
That would be awesome. You could show, you could show cost savings there. And the thing about it is you just won't have that cost. But so that should help you get towards profitability if you have costs that you're not going to have to incur. So you can certainly, you won't have that cost, but you can mention that in your presentation and in your business plan. When it comes to cost saving, you can say that, because that's a good point to make when you're presenting it. If you're taking any steps to save costs to get you closer to profitability, you want to highlight that.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else?
No, not on our end.
All right. Hey guys. Well, you guys know how to reach me by email or text or anything. If you have questions, just feel free to. But if not, I will see you guys on Thursday.
Okay, bye, Ronnie. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. We will try to get our stuff down and ready to present to you.
All right. Talk to you soon. Okay.
Have a good evening.